Justice, though delayed, has finally knocked the door of a grieving family. The gospel singer who once preached light has now been sentenced to face eternal darkness. Okay? From motivational quotes to murder, from praise songs to severed hide in a sack, Nigeria watched in horror. But today, a sense of relief echoes through the land. Salome Adaidu, the bright NYC Corps member who was brutally pied, and dismembered the last time, may never return, we know. But the man who ended her life, who caused the pain, will now pay with his own life. They say the cockroach may dress like a butterfly, but it can never escape the fire meant for the evil. In today's gripping episode of Awake Africa TV, we take you through the final curtain of a story that once shattered the nation. How a smiling gospel singer turned killer was caught the last time, convicted, and sentenced to Kpai by hanging. Stay with us. This story may bring tears, but this time they are tears of justice. I tell you, my people. Okay? So it all began on a quiet Sunday, January 12th, 2025. I'm sure those of you who are familiar with this story will remember this period of early this year. Residents of Orozo, a border town between Abuja and Nasarawa, were thrown into chaos when a man carrying a suspicious-looking sack was intercepted near a church. What was inside that sack was the stuff of a nightmare because no one believed what was inside. It was almost like a movie, one of those movie scenes that we all watched, while we were growing up, okay? It was the severed head, of a young woman. Yes. She was later identified as Salome Adaidu, a vibrant 24-year-old corps member serving in the Federal Capital Territory of Abuja. And the man carrying that horror, none other than Oluwatimileyin Ajayi, a gospel singer, fitness coach, social media motivator, and Christian content creator. A man whose online page, get filled with scriptures, smiles, and spiritual pep talk. And that is why you see this life. You see, you only know yourself. You never can tell the inner workings of people you see out there, regardless of what they profess to be. Because the minds of people are really very, very deep. And I think just with benefit of hindsight now, looking at the character of Ajayi, and just looking at his page and everything, who will have thought for once that he's so dastardly in his behavior? Who will have thought so? But behind that holy facade lay a darkness too deep for words. Following his arrest, Temileyin did not just confess. He led officers to a hidden site where the remaining part of Salome's body were found chopped into pieces and buried like trash. It was not a mistake. It was not accidental. It was a brutal, calculated pine by Temileyin. As the investigation unfolded, many speculated about the motive. Was it a romantic relationship turned sour? A hookup gone wrong? Or was there a far more terrifying motive, like maybe ritual sacrifice? You never can tell. And even as I do this video, I really don't have the facts to say this was the actual motive behind that crime. And the internet then erupted. Some swore he had lured her, using the name of God. Others claim he would have promised her mentorship or spiritual help. But whatever it was, Salome had walked into the arms of a predator wearing a choir robe. So as the court trial began, Temileyin played the religious card once again. Cameras captured him praying in court, quoting scriptures, and putting up a performance fit for Nollywood. But the evidence was too strong to ignore. Honestly, you can preach for all I care, you can quote all the scriptures, but the facts are the facts. The facts are the facts. On Thursday, June 26th, 2025, Justice Simon Aboki delivered the long-awaited verdict on this intriguing story. He ruled that the prosecution had proven its case beyond reasonable doubt. I'm sure for those of you who know how these things work, the prosecution must prove the case because this is a criminal case. And in every criminal case, to the best of my knowledge, it must be proven beyond reasonable doubt. And in this case, the evidence, availed for this case is so overwhelming, according to the story. Temileyin Ajayi was sentenced to Kpai by hanging. Yes, you heard me well. A wave of emotion swept the courtroom. Tears flowed again, but this time they came with a strange sense of peace. For Salome's family, the man who tore their daughter apart will not face the same fate, legally, publicly, and justifiably. But while one beast, has been caged, a larger question remains. How many more Temileyins are still out there? I want to believe that there are so many of them, looming large all over the country. But I tell you, one day, in Nigeria's palace, they say one day Moki will go market, and not go come back. Okay? So, only days before his sentence, another lady was found tied. This one was tied up in a hotel room in Gwagwalada. In Gwarimpa area of Abuja. The same pattern, I tell you. She met a man possibly online. I guess possibly online as well. They went out and she never returned. The police are still chasing. Is this shadows you want to call it? Let me not use the word shadows. But the police are still trying to unravel, what caused that incident. And as I do this video, I'm not aware that further clarity, it has been made available for that incident. The danger our young women face today is real, I tell you. If you're a young lady out there listening to the sound of my voice at this time, I tell you, the danger for young women is real, like real. And sometimes it comes wrapped in filters, fine clothes, romantic words, and scripture quotes. So we must ask, my people, why are young girls today risking their lives for money, status, or do you want to call it attention? Why are they taking this whole big risk? Okay, why? Why is a teenager girl, why is a teenage girl now? Yeah. Why is a teenage girl with no job, for instance, carrying a phone worth like 900,000 naira? Wearing wigs that cost more than a month's salary. And funny enough, some of these young girls, they don't even work. You cannot trace them to any a paid job, But yet, the phones they carry, extremely expensive. The weave on, the wig they put on, extremely expensive. The bag, the clothing, extremely expensive. So how do they come about this? How do they come about this? Where are the parents in all of this? Where is the family unit in all of this? How is a girl disappearing for nights, and no one notices? Because you cannot tell me that these ladies, these young girls, as they crisscross the length and breadth of this country in the name of one hookup or in the name of trying to meet an online friend, how is it possible that the parents are not aware, their loved ones are not aware? How is it possible? This is not just a youth problem, my people. It is a societal failure. Yes. And I tell you, all of us did this matter, from parents to the girls themselves, to their siblings, and to the society at large. All of us are culpable. Yes, you heard me well. We are all culpable because when we see some of these things happening around us, what do? We ask no questions. Instead, we celebrate these young ladies. We now live in a time where the taste for luxury has drawn the fear of death, of Kpai. Where validation on Instagram is more important than personal safety. Where hookup culture has quietly evolved into a slaughterhouse for the unsuspecting. But let's not forget, my people, these monsters don't come wearing fangs. They come wearing perfume, quoting Bible verses, and pretending to care. That was Temiley's disguise. And it worked like magic until it did not. The family must rise again. Parents must ask uncomfortable questions. The government must put stronger digital surveillance measures in places, especially like hotels. Hotels must be regulated. Yes, they must be regulated. Maybe asking them to pay through or make online payments so that the people can be tracked, maybe one way to go. And full disclosure of addresses where they are going, and even going further to confirm the authenticity of the information provided might suffice here. And more importantly, our girls must learn to value themselves beyond what a stranger offers in their DMs. Because this whole thing, some of them start from their DMs. Okay? Not every invitation is a blessing. Sometimes it is a graveyard appointment, I tell you. They say, no matter how long the night, the dawn must surely break. Yes, it must. For Salome's family, that dawn came on June 26, 2025. A courtroom did not just deliver a sentence, it delivered long awaited peace. And right now, there can be full closure for everyone. But while justice may have spoken in this case, there are still countless Salomes out there unknowingly walking into the traps of wolves in sheep's clothing. So let this not be just a story. Let it be a warning. Let it be a wake-up call to all of us. Because in the world where predators now wear collars, quote scriptures, and post motivational videos, our daughters must walk with wisdom. I tell you, okay? So this is Awake Africa TV, as usual. If this story moved you, my people, show support with a like. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. And most importantly, share this video. Salome's voice must not be silenced in vain. Okay? Till we meet again, remember, not every smiling face is a friend. And sometimes, justice delayed is not justice denied. And with this, my people, I want to end this video right here because I don't want to make it too long. What do you think about this development? Please feel free to go to the comment section and leave your thoughts right there. God bless you. I'll be right back. Bye-bye.